8 actions you can take right now to shift the energy and the plight of melanin dominant folks worldwide. 1. Know your melanin power. Melanin is not just what is on your skin, okay, but the skin is the first receptor, but it's not just what's on your skin. Melanin is a polymer. It is a neurotransmitter and a neural receiver. This means it sticks to things and then it transmits and receives. So what does that mean for us when we become emotional, when we start getting upset, when we start being happy, whatever it is, whatever the emotion it is, since we have a large concentration of melanin throughout the body, not just on the skin, in the brain, in all of the organs, it is a necessary compound for life on this planet. All right, so what happens when we get upset? It starts sticking to getting upset. What happens when we overeat? It starts sticking to overeating. It starts sticking to that sugar, which is why we had the diabetes. Okay, it starts sticking to drugs, which is why there is a higher rate of drugs. Okay, and the alcohol. So it sticks to things and then it transmits and receives. So you can use this to your advantage. You have the majority of it. All right, so knowing this, knowing that melanin also sticks to your emotions, not just physical things, that you want to stop using your melanin to work against you. Instead, change your reactions to what you see and hear. Now, this is going to take practice. You may want to even just go off in a room by yourself and practice this so that when it does happen, it doesn't keep you off guard. Now, this particular video is particularly directed to the things that we see happening to melanin dominant folks worldwide. Okay, specifically a lot in the United States, but this is happening globally. Okay, so when we see these videos, when we see slavery in the Sudan, when we see people being pulled out of stores and stealing hair, because they were suspected of stealing the hair weave, even if they were stealing the hair weave. I'm not saying they should steal. However, we need to change our reactions to what we receive. They don't deserve to die because they stole. They don't deserve to die because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And so what we had the ability to do, since now we know that our melanin has not necessarily been working for us, especially in the consciousness arena, let's change the way we use this. So when you get into that emotional state after you see something racial on a video or TV, you want to change your reaction. The normal reaction is, damn, they keep doing this. Man, white folks get away with everything. Man, next thing you know, they gonna have us back in shackles. We ain't gonna be able to look at them in the eye. Nope. Don't want to do that. Instead, dang, I would not want to be them. Consequences just keep coming to them, and we keep saying this thing immediately. I tell you what, they don't have to love us, they don't have to want peace, but they are going to have to put that on neutral, okay? Because hell just keeps happening to them openly. We keep just seeing it. They do one thing and boom, there's a consequence right away. This is amazing. I've never seen anything like this. It is amazing how that white women privileges just stopped working. All of a sudden. Should have never called the police. Look what happened. Wow, it worked against them. This is amazing. This is what we've been looking for. Dang, we told them to put it on neutral, but they keep tripping out. Okay, this is gonna keep happening. Maybe, okay, they'll start getting the message soon. See the difference? We are specifically directing the energy to what we want to see. This may seem like a fairy tale, but it is exactly what's happening to the melanin dominant population right now. Our ancestors they can't believe this is what's happening. They never thought. Why? Because they were here first. They created all of this stuff. They made all these stuff. They were doing all these things that we can do. And then, wow, look at what's happening to us now. This is crazy, right? Shift it. Change the way you say this stuff. Practice it. Practice this. The more you practice this, what they say, fake it until you make it. The more you practice changing the way you say these things, what's going to happen is this energy is going to start happening. First, it's going to start happening around you, and then you're going to start radiating it. This is going to start happening around all of the people that are around you. And then so on and forth. So if everyone does that, then now we got something. Number 3, know that you are not a minority. There are 2 billion, at least 2 billion melanated folks on this planet worldwide. We are the largest stakeholders on the planet. Don't let anybody tell you any different. This is, if you think about yourself a little differently, expand it. I don't care where you're hearing this from. If you're hearing this from the United States, if you're hearing this from the Pacific Islands, you're hearing this from the Caribbean, if you're hearing this from Asia, from the continent, Africa, okay, all over the world, Europe, doesn't matter. We are the largest stakeholders on the planet. Think about yourself on the planet instead of in the area that you are in. Never consider yourself a minority. You are never a minority. Number 4, decide that racism and police brutality only happen to the people who plan to act on it. And what we're saying here specifically, they're going to have to do it to themselves. There are no more victims left. Why? Because we're all radiating a whole different viewpoint, a whole different level of consciousness. And that is that, wow, this is amazing. This stuff just backfires. They were coming after me and I wasn't doing anything. Next thing I know, this event happened. Wow. I can't believe, and it keeps happening. It never happens around me. It doesn't happen to my children. Wow, we're able to just walk up and down the street and they over there just wilding out on each other. It only happens to the people who plan on acting out. They make it so that they have no more victims. Can't carry it out on a person or an individual or a being who has now determined that it no longer happens to them or anybody like them. Okay? Because you and others like you are way too precious and have a high quality life to explore. Focus on that. I'm not just talking about having money and having, well, I'm talking about having great health, you and your family, and being able to explore your world, being able to explore the planet and all of the things that you haven't thought about before. Why? Because you are totally free to access the planet that you are the majority stakeholder of. You got too much to do. You don't have time to be worried about people who are vibrating at a frequency that no longer can have any effect on you. They're gonna have to just do it to each other. It's sorry, it's over, it's done. All right. Number 5, declare an everlasting high quality present and future for melanated folks worldwide. This is one of the things that we may not see ourselves do as a group, and that is extending our legacy, and not a legacy of living underneath the status quo, but a high quality present and future for millennia, for all melanated folks worldwide. I watch a lot of sci-fi, a lot of futuristic movies, and guess what? I see us in there, but very few. It's unbalanced. That is literally working on our consciousness to not project ourselves into the future. Okay, so we need to project ourselves. Nobody's going to do it for us. Project ourselves into, and our legacy into the future worldwide and at the highest quality. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. That's none of you. That doesn't concern you. All you know is that your group is gonna be at a high quality. We deserve it. It's been too long. It's been too long. Okay, we're gonna be who we came here to be, who we intended to be from the beginning, from creation, from being the first human, the first able to operate divinity through a human form, through a physical form. That's what we're going to do. And it was designed to have a high quality, high functioning, high frequency life. Okay? Declare it daily. One of the things that you can do, you only need 2 minutes before you get out of the bed. Don't just jump up out of the bed. Before you get out of the bed, just say, hey, you know, I and those like me have a high quality life, present and future. Make up a statement, make up a very short mantra. Something that you can say. We'll put something down in the chat. I mean, not in the chat, in the description. Example of something that you can say just very quickly to remind yourself of how this is going to go. But do it daily. Declare it daily. Number 6. Don't concern yourself with how this is going to happen, because I know that's the question. How in the world? What's going to happen? Because we know what's happening now. Don't worry about it. It's not your concern. All you know, keep your focus. All you know is that this has got to change. We are going to live at a high frequency, have high quality lives, and we are going to have a very, very long future into millennium. Matter of fact, we can't even count. It's infinite. Very long. And we won't be living it enslaved, as maids, as servants, as all of that. That's over. We're far, far more important than that. And that's the thing that you can also do, is to make yourself and others like you important. You are very important. Not on your job. I'm not talking about your job. You are important. You have a purpose. You're important because you alone can radiate enough energy to change your whole block. Just you. You don't need, nobody else has to do this except you. And if you declare this every single day, you can change your whole block. So then what happens if you just need one person on the next block to do it, and then the next one, and in the next town, and in the next suburb, and then in the next country, in the next village, whatever, just one, it can change everything. So don't worry about how it's going to happen. Don't worry about how they're going to stop doing it. They don't have a choice. We are no longer in participation with it. Let the energy do its job. Your words and your thoughts are more powerful than you think. Let the energy do its job. It will happen for you. Just keep radiating the energy. Keep radiating how important you are, how important the melanin dominant legacy is for the future. Keep radiating how important it is to have a frequency of peace. Leave people alone. This is over. We're done. No more. Your words and your thoughts are more powerful than you think. Your words and your thoughts are more powerful than you think. Number 7. Be relentless in the extreme radiance. And I'm saying it like this and put it in hot pink. The extreme radiance of this shift over all other programs designed to keep your mentality enslaved. Okay? There are programs running to keep you enslaved. It's called TV. It's called the internet. But that's okay. I'm not saying stop watching it, but change your mentality. This is stronger than any of those other programs. Why? Because it's your radiance. It's yours. It's what you decided, because you're important. You by yourself are important. And make sure you think that about everybody around you. They are very important, whether they know it or not. I don't care if it's a bum on the street. Wow, this person is so important. They don't even know it. That's still your radiance. Have extreme radiance. And it can shift any other program designed to keep you mentally enslaved. If you have to watch this video every single day, do it. As a reminder. All right. Number 8. This might be the most important. Pass it on. Let everybody know. Okay? So the more we have participation in this, the stronger it will become. This will become a movement. And then you know what happens once you have a movement. There's nothing anybody can do. There is no leader of this movement. This is a movement of us as individuals. We are claiming and declaring our legacy and our own destiny. Nobody's declaring that for us. All right. Ashe.